Kathleen, and I am in La Cocina Catalina in my house here in Austin, Texas. And I'm so excited that you guys want to learn about exercise, health, nutrition, mindset, everything. I think, you know, the new year starts and everybody's on the bandwagon to lose weight and, oh, I'm going to change everything, and 2014 is the year. But I try to take the outlook that every day, really in every year, there's a goal that I'm trying to achieve. And just because the new year rolls around doesn't mean that, hey, it's make or break. Got to do it now or never. And I think a lot of times when we make those New Year's resolutions and then we fall short, you know, that can set us up for being depressed and feeling bad about ourselves. And, you know, nobody likes that. So I decided today, you know, to kind of give you a little bit of my background. You know, I've always been athletic. I ran track in high school. I played softball, basketball, touched football from the age of 7 years old. But, you know, in the 20s and 30s, I worked out a little bit, but I really didn't do a lot. And when I hit 39, which I know you thought I was 25, I realized that when I hit 40, I really wanted to be the best shape that I could be at that time. So I got a trainer and I started working out again. So in my 40s, I came across this great sport called outrigger canoe. And I started competing with a women's group in Marina del Rey. And this is a sport that starts around March and it goes all the way through September. So while I was competing in the outrigger canoe, I started having some pain in my shoulder and on the right side of my body. And I went to an orthopedic doctor. I had to have a neck fusion of C5 and 6. This is where they take the disc out and they fuse together those two vertebrae with a titanium kind of holder and bolts and whatever. But I mean, you know, I could do all this. I believe it was in August of maybe 2008. In February of 2009, I had to go to India for work, and while I was there, I befriended all these very sad homeless dogs that were near the hotel where I was staying. And it was on a beach, and we were on this kind of ledged up area, and I would go down a couple stairways, you know, 2 stairways to get down to the beach. Every morning I'd feed the dogs, and then at night when I came back from the studio, I'd go and I would feed the dogs. Well, about 3 days in, I came back from the studio one night and they were having a wedding, and it blocked off the area to go down to the beach. So I just walked down kind of the wall a little bit and I jumped down. Well, it was nighttime and I really didn't see how far down it was, and when I jumped, it was a lot further than I thought, and I snapped my neck. Now I tried to roll with it, you know, like they say, just like kind of roll, go and roll, but the damage was done. And unbeknownst to me, I had broken my neck in that moment. So I was in India for another 2 weeks working and in pain.
Okay, so we finally made it through, I don't even know what you call it. It's not customs, but the security, which was like crazy ridiculous. And my back's killing me, my neck's killing me. I'm gonna complain for like the next 5 videos, I think. So now it's 20 to 3. We'll probably board at 3. And so that'll be nice. Looking forward to that. I'm tired. Did I say my back hurts? Over now.
And so as soon as I got back to California, I saw my doctor and they did MRIs on my whole back. He said, well, you've broken your neck, but they found a disease in my back. Lucky me. So the plan of action was in April 2009, they went in through the back of my neck, refused it, got it all nice and tight. And the disease was something that was just discovered at the time. It was an AVM, which is an arterial venous malformation. And when people get them in their brains and it pops, it's an aneurysm and they die. Well, if you have one of these around your vertebrae, around your spinal cord, if it pops, you become paralyzed. So I had one 5 vertebrae long in my thoracic area. So what they had to do was go in and drill each of the vertebrae, cauterize that vein, and pull it out. So that was the last of the 3 surgeries that I had, and I was very excited because I thought, now I can go back to working out. Well, the doctor that did all these surgeries was one of the best in the United States, and the orthopedic sports facility where I went was the Olympic providers. So the Olympic doctors as well as sports rehabilitation. So when I started back training and going through the rehabilitation from the surgery, I was working out with an amazing coach, and he was a strength conditioner person for a lot of these Olympic athletes. And so I was working out with, you know, speed skaters and volleyball people and runners, and it was amazing. And it was hard. My goal was to race in 2010 and do the World Championship outrigger canoe. That was my goal. And I set forth that 6 weeks after my surgery, back training, getting back in the boat, and then training with the women that season. So I trained for a year with the best. I learned how to train a body that had been injured, mine, and in that year gained 5 pounds of muscle, which is very difficult to do, especially as a woman, let me tell you. I had to learn how to compete, eat to compete, and then also eat just to be healthy. So I feel like I will pull from all of my experience and knowledge that I was given and utilized and do as much as I can to help you all. So with that being said, I want to start with a little bit with the mindset that we're going into and what is motivating you to do this. Is it to lose weight? If it's to kind of change your lifestyle a little bit at a time, I can help you with that. Kind of take inventory of all the things that you're wanting to accomplish and write them down, okay? I mean, you can even send them to me. I'd love to read what your goals are. That's important for me to understand. I think also it's like looking at what's our worst habits. You know, some people, and it's overall, you know, what are we trying to accomplish by doing lifestyle changes? Some people overeat, some people do shopping, some people drink too much alcohol, some people, you know, bite their nails, some people are on pain medicine, some people text and drive. What are bad habits? What are things that you do that put your life at risk? Now, for me, the one thing that I have to change, I like wine. But when I start doing this with you guys, you know what? That's the one thing that I'm going to cut back on, because I've already eat healthy, but to go back to training, I need to really curb the sugars that go along with the wine. So maybe that'll be a weekend thing, but that's okay. But I had to look at what it is that I'm trying to accomplish. And for me, it's getting the tone back that I once had. I will not go to get as strong as I was when I did that race. That was, I mean, I was at the utmost tip-top shape, and I was also a lot bigger with my muscles, and I don't really want to do that. I kind of want to keep my feminine figure, and I'm not arm wrestling any of you guys anymore, so I don't need to worry about that. But what I want to do is kind of get the tone back. Get the tone in my arms, get the tone in my abs, and in my butt. I want it lifted and tight. So all that can be accomplished for me through exercise. Nutrition for sure, but exercise. And it's not lifting tons of heavy weights anymore. It's more about repetition, high reps, a little bit lower weight. So think about what your goals are, send them to me, and we'll get on track with that. So this is a clip in the middle of the race. I'm in the blue hat in the middle. And what happens is you jump in the water and you do change outs. So if you look far in the distance, you'll see our canoe, and that's coming towards us. We stay in the water, and then we shout out what seat we're gonna take over. So when they get close, I was in seat 2. So the woman in seat 2 rolls out, I climb in, zip up, because there's a water skirt on the canoe so it doesn't flood, and then you're on your way. But you do about, this took us 7 hours and 15 minutes to cross this channel, and gosh, I don't know how many changes I want to say we did. It was, you do a change like every 20 minutes to 40 minutes. You're out of the boat for about 10 minutes, and then you're back in. So it was just multiple changes, 15, 20, I'm not sure. In this second clip, you'll be able to see us better. I'm in seat 2 in the canoe closest to camera, And my job as C2 is to count the strokes, because you switch sides every 15 to 18 strokes. A lot depends on what the water's doing, if you're going uphill or downhill. So you call it hut ho, and everybody changes sides.
That's it, keep it up, keep it up.